Hi Stampers, welcome to my video tutorial. I'm Nancy Novak from stampandshout.com, and if you're watching live, go ahead and say hi, and if you're watching on replay, go ahead and type in replay. I am here to show you some cards that I've been working on, and if you have any comments or questions, go ahead and type those in too, and I will be sure to answer you. If you're looking for inspiration, I am here every Tuesday at 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time to share with you live some of my projects. You can also find me on YouTube and on Pinterest and on my blog www.stampandshout.com. So today the cards I am working on are with the Stampin Up Pampered Pets items. So there's a stamp set, and there's beautiful designer series paper and ribbon and thinlits, and so I'm going to show you what I've been working on. So let me turn the camera around. So I have, if you're a dog or a cat lover, this is the set for you, because look at this, these cute little cards. So here's the cat card I made. It opens up. It's got the little strip of designer series paper there. And here's the doggy card. I just love this dog, and I thought he looked like he was hanging on to something, so I made it look like he was hanging on to a happy birthday sign. And then inside I have the little paw prints. And then I have a little doggy treat. So really easy stuff. So let's get to it. Let's see, let's do the cat card first. So anyway, here we go. Cat card. I have a piece of real red, and it's 8.5 by 7 1/4, and I scored it at 3 inches. So it's not the full size, it's cut short. For the inside, I have a black matte piece, and as you can see, I cut out of it the one of the nested labels. So that's going to go inside. And then I have a piece of, let me tell you the size. This is 5 1/4 by 4 inches. And then my stamping piece of Whisper White is 5 inches by 3 3/4. Then again for the front, I have a black matte piece, and that is, hang on a second, that's 5 1/4 by 2 3/4. And the designer series paper is 5 inches by 2.5 inches. And the inside strip, that's going to go right there, is 5 inches by 1 1/4. And then I have a scrap that I cut another nested label out in, Whisper White. And then I also have a scrap that I cut the cat out in, and I used the dies, let me show you the dies, to cut it out. So here are the dies. So you get a couple of the dogs and a couple of cats and the paw prints. There's five dies that go with this set. Let's see. So let's color in the kitty cat first. I'm bringing a scrap piece of paper to work on. Of course, you can color your cat whatever color you'd like. I was kind of anxious to use one of the new in colors, so I colored mine in light cinnamon cider. And then I also used the eraser stamping blend that kind of takes some of the color off and lightens it up. And I used Flirty Flamingo for the ears. So I'm going to go ahead and do the Flirty Flamingo first. I'm using that skinny tip because I don't want to spread it out too far, all that color. And then I just kind of colored it in with my stamping blend. I kind of did the outline first, and I'm just kind of dabbing it here and there because it is kind of dark. It's darker than I thought it was going to be, but it's going to lighten up when I use that blender pen. And like I said, you can go ahead and do your cat in any color you'd like. Personalize it for that special person that has a cat and that loves cats. So I kind of did this and then I took my blending pen, the eraser, color lifter is what it's called. And I'm going to use the big end on this. I'm kind of blending this in. So I did have some white showing through just because. And I think I'm going to go back in and put a little more color on him or her. I'm going to do the top of the ears. If you're good at shading, go ahead and darken up those certain areas that should be shaded. It's not my forte, but I'm learning. But it's fun. I love coloring, it's relaxing. But I like the light colors on the kitty cat. And that's it for the cat. So I'm going to bring this piece back in. And this kitty cat's going to go right there. And I'm going to bring in the Enjoy stamp and some real red ink. And I'm going to stamp Enjoy before I put the cat down. And then I'm going to bring in Memento. And I did stamp the cat in Memento before I cut him out. That's the ink that I used. It's the best ink to use when you're going to use the Stampin' Blends. So let me see here, looking which way these little bugs go. And I'm going to move my cat and just stamp, doing it off center. Okay. So now we're basically just going to put this card together. But I do like how it's a little bit different. It's not your normal full-size card. Just a little bit different. So I'm going to go ahead and put the inside together. So again, this little hole we cut out obviously is not going to show up, and that's a good way to use up the paper. You don't need to use a whole new piece just to cut out that little die shape. So I'm just centering it on the inside there. I'm going to take my piece of Whisper White. Now, if you know what you're going to stamp, you can go ahead and stamp it now. I'm going to save mine. I'm not sure if I'm going to write a note in here or make it a happy birthday card, but you have all this space here that you can go ahead and stamp, or write your note. So, but I'm going to go ahead and put mine down. I think anyone who loves cats would love getting this card. Or if you have, you know, a groomer. My cat goes to the groomer every so often. I don't know if you've seen Stella. She's got a lot of hair on her, and she goes to the groomer a couple times a year. So this is a good card to give to a groomer or your vet. Okay, so now this piece is going to go there. I was just looking to see if it mattered which way I laid it. So I'm going to line this up along that white edge. And that's the inside. And I'm going to take these two pieces and go ahead and glue them together. This paper is so cute. It's got little cat words on here like love, meow, purr, snooze, yawn, jump. And then the other side's pretty too. Stampin' Up definitely has the best paper, designer series paper. Just coordinates so well and so pretty. I love it. I've been using a lot of this pet paper lately. I'm making a lot of cards, so it makes me happy. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the pretty ribbon that coordinates, and I'm going to go ahead and tie a bow at the bottom of this. before I attach it to my card. Just making sure it's all flat. Darn it, darn it. I couldn't grab it. It was too tiny. There we go. Got it. Pretty. Beautiful ribbon. So now I can attach this to the front of the card. I'm going to glue that down. So I'm kind of lining it up with the inside matte piece there. Next, we're going to attach these two together. So let me put some glue on the, oh, I used this for something else. I had a, see, I saved my scraps for everything. I'm going to center that on that larger nested label die cut. And go ahead and glue my kitty cat down there. So now this I'm going to pop up with my dimensions. So when I'm done, I want it to be there. So I'm just going to flip it over so I know where to lay my dimensions. I don't want to overlap it too far. So it has to be on this side of the card. I'm going to do that. Just like that. See, it doesn't show. It doesn't stick. Just sticks where it's supposed to. So there you go. What do you think? You like it? It's kind of cute, huh? If you have a cat lover, they will love it. So let's bring in the doggy card. Okie doke. So my base is Whisper White, and it's the standard 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. I have a matte piece on the inside and the outside in real red, and that's 5 1/4 by 4 inches. So I have one for the front also, and again I used the inside to cut out one of the rectangles that I'm going to need. Then I have on the inside and the outside, I have Whisper White, that's 5 inches by 3 3/4. And the one that's going to go on the inside, I actually cut out the little paw prints, and I'm going to put a piece of black paper behind there. So that's what we're going to do on the inside. Then I have a strip of Designer Series paper, and that is 5 inches by 1 1/4. Then I have real red, and let's see, this is 2 3/4 by 1 1/2, and the Designer Series paper is 2 3/8 by 1. And for this, you can also use your rectangle dies if you have them. So you could use the dies that are 2 3/4 and 2 3/8. Okay. Then I have a little strip here, probably about a 1/2 inch. That's for my happy birthday. Then I have one of the doggies, and I cut this out of the Designer Series paper. Let me show you that for a second. So here's the designer series paper that I cut the big doggy out of. And so they got all these different little doggies and the little ball that they're playing with. Isn't this guy cute? Look at him. The German Shepherd. Pekingese, I guess that's what that is. So anyways, cute paper. And then I also have a bow that I'm going to tie. But first things first. I'm going to take this outside piece and I'm going to stamp some hearts on it before I get going too far. So I'm bringing my real red. And I've got the little heart stamp that comes with the set, that little stamp right there. And I'm going to gently, make sure I have my hearts going the right way, gently stamp just across the top here and there. And then I'm going to bring in this strip and stamp Happy Birthday, and I'm going to stamp Happy Birthday in the real red. So I'm using a 1/2 inch strip and I'm going to cut it down afterwards. Perfect. And might as well stamp the inside while I'm at it. So let me bring in the sentiment for that. And I stamped, "Can't believe you're another year older." And I did that in real red. I'm doing this off center again, so hopefully I get it straight. And bring it down just a little bit here. There you go. So now we're just going to put this card together. And I'm going to start with the inside. So glue down my matte piece. And then this piece, before I glue it down, I'm going to put a little bit of black behind it so those paw prints will show up. I'm just cutting a little strip and put a little bit of glue right around these paw prints. Hopefully I got that close enough. Then I'm going to glue this down to the matte piece. See? Pretty, 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 pretty. I'm working from the inside out this time. Just shaking it up a little bit. So, I'm going to go ahead and lay my matte piece down on the front of my card. And on this piece, I'm going to lay this piece of designer series paper at the bottom. It's cute, isn't it? It's dog hair. I think that's so cute. Definitely, if you have dogs or cats, you got pet hair somewhere. Now, our dog, when we had our dog, she didn't shed, but our cats, oh my gosh, do they ever shed? They're Maine Coons. They shed a lot. Okay, then I'm going to that's where my doggy's going to go, but before I do that, I'm going to kind of put together my sign. I'm going to put the sign together just so I have an idea of where I want the dog to go, and I'll kind of lay everything down first before I glue everything down. So I'm just putting that little piece of designer series paper right there. And for the happy birthday, I'm going to trim it down. That's going to go right in the center of that sign. Then I'm going to bring in the twine. Now this also is coordinating with this Pampered Pets set. So all I did was I have a little bit of a end here and I tied a bow. And I kind of looked at it to see if it was going to, if I have that tail long enough to fit here, and I do. So then I'm going to trim this end down. I'm going to trim it a little bit longer, and I'm going to attach it to the back of my sign. So you can use a glue dot. I actually am going to tape it down just to make sure it stays. So I'm going to bring in some tape. Again, I want that to be at the top of my sign. So like that, and I kind of flipped it over and I played with it to make sure it was going to work, because remember I cut this piece longer, so you can kind of look at it from the back also and shape it. And I'm going to put a piece of tape here. So that's my little sign. I'm going to put a glue dot behind the knot of that bow when I get it all put together the way I want it. Okay, so now I'm going to glue my doggy down. I'm just putting some dots of glue here and there on him or her. She sure is cute though. So again, I'm going to lay this here, lay him down. So now I'm going to put some dimensions on the back of my sign. It does look like Marmaduke, doesn't it? Someone said it looks like Marmaduke. So kind of just laying it down like that. Then I'm going to bring in my glue dots. And it's good to I want it to be a little bit loose. I don't want that string being really tight. If it's tight, it's fine. I kind of just made it, but that's what I'm thinking, make it just a little bit loose. I'm putting a little glue dot on the back of that bow. Whoops, I pulled the bow apart. Making it bigger again. There we go. I don't want the bow to be down, just the knot. Okay, cute, I love it, love it. So now I can put that on the front of my card. You guys, you'd laugh. I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm going, that dog looks like he's holding something. What can I do with that? I sit there and lay awake thinking of what to do with that dog, and I thought, he looks like he's holding a sign. My husband's like, why are you awake? I'm thinking about cards. There you go. Isn't that cute? Isn't he just the cutest dog? I love it. So that's the second card. So next, I'm going to bring in the little acrylic 2-inch treat box. So these come, I've made so many things with these acrylic boxes, and they're so simple. So they all come with a little coating on it, a little film that you just take off. I'm going to put that in the garbage because I don't want my kitty cats getting that. They love to chew on plastic. Then you just have to make sure that you fold on all of the fold lines that are already there. So you kind of just fold everything down. It just makes it easier when you're putting everything together. So the way I do this is, you've got like a little, let me see here, like a little U shape. So I put that one down first. Then I put the opposite side down. It's got like a little tab on it. And I flip that underneath that. And then I flip the sides down. And just fold them underneath there, folding it underneath, and it just all fits. Okay, so then for the inside, how I decorated it was, I took a strip of the designer series paper, so whatever, this one I think is the dog bones and the dog paws and the dog collar, and here are the paw prints, and this is 8.5 by 1 inch. And I'm going to bring in my scoreboard. And I'm going to score it at 1 7/8 and 3 3/4 and 5 5/8 and 7.5. I'm just going to fold it on my square marks and fit that in the inside of the box. So it fits in there perfectly. I'm not worried about sealing it together. It's going to be fine. I didn't bring in extra dog bones, but I've got these little mini dog treats that I get from our local pet shop here called Chaps. I love Chaps. And even though those are the mini ones, I bought the mini ones because we had a little dog, and my son brings his Airedale over, who's like 55 pounds. He would rather eat these little dog biscuits than the big dog biscuits, so it's a good treat to give to somebody that has a dog. So then I tied a little ribbon around it, so I'm just going to use that same ribbon. Tied a ribbon around it and tied a bow at the top like that. So that's the front of my box. Then I have a piece of Real Red and a piece of Whisper White, and this is 2 inches by 1 inch, so it's going to fit right in the front, 2 inches. And this one is 2 inches by 3/4 of an inch, and I'm going to stamp on here, I hope your day is a real treat. So if you're giving gifts to your neighbors, don't forget your dog friends either. So I know we have a new couple that moved in behind us and they have 2 dogs, so this would be a cute little gift to give them. And this fits perfectly on here if I do it right. Yep. So we're just going to glue this. Oop. And it fits end to end with just a little bit of matte up at the top and up at the bottom. And I'm going to find the front of my box and I'm just going to pop it up. And I'm just going to put it right there. So there you go. There's your projects. Oh, one drop. Let me get it. Well, I don't know. I think if I have to pick which one's my favorite, I like this one a lot, but I just love that doggy. I just think he is so cute. That's it for today. So I hope you enjoyed my projects. If you did, go ahead and let me know, because like I said, you're my inspiration, people. I love to hear from you. Again, thank you so much for spending some time with me. Again, I'm here every Tuesday at 4 o'clock. Go ahead and share my posts, share my videos, and leave your comments. Thanks so much. Don't be shy. Stamp and shout.